Okay, now make sure you pause the video so that you can finish that second wing, and then we will move on. But these are the two colors that we are going to be using for the body. Like I mentioned, I'm going to use the heather gray and this multicolor, and those are the only two I'll be using. You can use as many colors as you want. The body section of this is just one big circle folded in half, so that should be fairly easy. And what we're going to do is we will start, I'm going to start with my multicolor here. Now the pattern says to begin by chaining 4 and then slip stitch to your beginning chain to form a circle to work your stitches into. I am going to work a magic circle for this, and I have a tutorial, a standalone tutorial for the magic circle if you'd like to do this as well. I find this to be a little quicker and easier. I'll do a real quick run through here for you to show you how I do this. But with the magic circle, we're just going to wrap around our fingers once and then twice, crossing over with our yarn. We're going to put our hook up in between the two strands of yarn. Pull through that back strand, twist your hook up, and then we're going to grab this yarn over here, up if we can, and pull it through this little circle here. And that forms our magic circle. The pattern now tells us to chain 2. So we'll chain 2 and then work 10 half double crochets into that circle. So we're just going to work directly into that circle, 10 half double crochets. All right. I'm working with some curly yarn here. I pulled it from another project, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel free to pause anytime you need to in this video just to catch up, or whatever you may need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are counting that first chain 2 as a stitch. So let me just double check my count here, see what I have. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then our chain is 11. When you have finished working your half double crochets into your circle, if you're working a magic loop, just pull your tail to close up that circle, and then we are going to join to the second chain in the top of that chain 2. So I'm going to join with a slip stitch at the top there. Alright, now at this point the pattern says to go ahead and join your new color, and we are going to be working our heather gray. So what I will be doing is just attaching this by taking my gray and pulling it through that loop and tighten that on the back there. And then I'm going to chain 2. We're going to work 1 half double crochet into that same stitch as that chain 2, half double crochet. And now we're going to go ahead and work over this tail, the other end of our gray, and we're going to try to hide as much as we can as we work along this pattern. You want to do this as much as possible so that you can save yourself from having to do this in the end. But in this pattern, we're going to be working 2 half double crochets into each of the stitches around. And what we're going to do is we're going to work just right over, just keep your tail right above, and then work right over that tail. Like I said, we're going to work 2, we're going to do an increase into each of our stitches for round 2. So you'll work 2 half double crochets into each stitch around, and then I will meet you when you get to the end of this. So go ahead and pause your video now. Okay, we are coming to the end of our second round, and we have 20 stitches. We need 22 total. So we're going to go right into that very last stitch there with our last 2, and then we will join to the top again of that chain 2 from the beginning. Okay, so we have finished this. We worked our tail in. I finished it off about here. I felt like it was secure enough to stop working in, so I could just clip that off at any time. That's the lovely part of working this in. Since I am alternating between 2 different colors, my previous round I worked this multicolor, and I just dropped this. Instead of completely finishing this off, I just dropped it behind so that I could pull it up for my next round, because I'll be using this for the next one. And I'm just going to pull this multi back in. This is where you can join another color again. Tighten up that gray stitch in the back, that last part right there, and then you're going to chain 2. And the pattern tells us to work a half double crochet into that same chain 2 space. I'm going to go ahead and come in here and work a half double into that same space. See if I can brighten this up a little bit. Now for row 3, it has us work 1 half double crochet into our next stitch, and then 2 half double crochets into the following stitch and increase. And then we'll work 1 half double into this next stitch and 2 half doubles into the next. So you're going to continue this around. Every other stitch is going to be an increase for row 3. 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, 1 half double, 2 half double. So go ahead and do that around to the end, and I will meet you when you get to the end of round 3. Okay, we have reached the end of round 3, and one thing I want to mention, the pattern also brings up here that you want to end each of your rows with the single half double crochets that you made, not with an increase. So make sure, like in this round, we worked 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, 1 half double, 2 half double. We're going to end with 1 half double crochet, 1 single half double crochet in this last stitch. So we'll do just 1 in this last stitch. Remember, you're working all the way into that last final stitch there, and then we're going to join to the top of that chain 2 to complete round 3. Now this middle circle you see is growing a little bit. All we have to do is pull our tail, and then whenever we get around to it in the end, we'll just go ahead and finish off by putting the yarn around, sewing the yarn around into that circle, and that'll hold it secure. So for round 4, again, we are going to join a new color if you choose to. we have just been dropping our colors since we're alternating between the two. We're going to pull this gray back up. Excuse me. So I'm going to pull that gray back into pattern there and just pull that last one tight and chain 2. All right, by now we should see a pattern going. We worked full row of increases for round 2. In round 3, we worked an increase for every other stitch. For round 4, we are going to start by working our 1 half double crochet into that same as the chain 2 space. Next, we're going to work 1 half double crochet into the next stitch. We're going to work 1 half double crochet into the next stitch, and then we are going to increase with 2 half double crochets into the following stitch. So that is how our pattern will go for round 4. We'll work 1 half double, 1 half double, and 2 half doubles into the same stitch. 1 half double, 1 half double, 2 half doubles, and we'll work that all the way around. And when we get to the end, we will go ahead and join. So if you want to go ahead and pause your video right now and finish this row up, I will see you at the end of row 4. Okay, we are just coming into the end of our round 4, and we just made our increase. Remember, we want to end on our single half double crochet, so we're going to work 1 half double, 1 half double, and then we will join to the top of that chain 2 with our slip stitch. Now we're moving on to round 5. For round 5, we're going to go ahead and join. We're going to bring our yarn back up for our multicolored. Sorry. We'll go ahead and take our multicolor back in and tighten that loop there from the gray and chain 2. Remember, with each new row, we are going to be working our first half double crochet right into that same as our chain 2 space. So go ahead and work 1 in there right now. Now, with our next row, we are going to be increasing 1 single half double crochet for this round. For the last one, we did 1 half double, 1 half double, and then an increase. For this round, we are going to work 1 half double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches, and then we will work our increase into the following. Okay, so we were working 1 half double, 1 half double, 1 half double, and then 2 half doubles. And we are going to repeat that around for our row 5. Remember to end your row 5 with 1 half double crochet in each of the last 3 spaces before you join. Go ahead and pause your video here, work your round 5, and I will meet you at the other end. Okay, we are coming to the end of round 5. I have to apologize, I have a little movie background noise going here, so hopefully I am what you are hearing here. But we're at the end, and we want to work our 1 half double crochet into the last 3 stitches, and then we will join to the top of that chain 2. And now we are ready to start row 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and switch out your color if you are switching colors at this time. I'm going back to my gray, and I'm just going to pull that straight up into my from the back because I haven't detached that at all. And I will tighten my last loop. Make your 1/2 double crochet into that same space as your chain 2. And now you're going to work 1/2 double crochet into each of the next 4 stitches, and then you'll do your increase. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our increase. Okay, so our pattern is going to be 1/2 double crochet into each of the next 4, 2, 3, running out of yarn, and then we will wait. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we will work. Then we will work our increase. I'm sorry. But continue this pattern around to the end of row 4. You're going to work 1/2 double crochet into 4 stitches and then an increase. Do that all the way to the end, and when you get to the other side, I will be there. Pause your video now. Okay, we are coming into the end of our row 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll end this with 1/2 double crochet into each of our last 4 stitches. And then we will be ready to join our last color. If you join first, we're going to join into that top of the chain 2 there. If you're wanting to make a bigger bird at this point, you are welcome to go up in sizes from here. I think you pretty much got the pattern down. What we're doing, we're just adding 1 more 1/2 double crochet to each row as we go up. But since this is the last row, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and cut off my gray and just leave a little bit of a tail. Actually, I'll be working that tail in, so it doesn't matter. But I still have my multi attached, which will be coming up right now. I'll bring that back up here and join that. And get that in place and chain 2, and of course I will work my first 1/2 double crochet into that same chain 2 space. Now for our final row with the pattern, row 7, we are going to be working 1/2 double crochet into each of the next 5 spaces, and then we'll work an increase. That's our pattern for the entire way around. Make sure that you work in your last tail. If this is going to be your last row, that you work that tail in with the rest of this. But we will be working 1/2 double crochet into each of our next 5 stitches. And then we'll go ahead and work an increase following. And then after that, we'll work 1/2 double crochet into the next 5, and then an increase. And you'll just repeat that around and around and around. Work in that last tail. Just keep working right over it. Just stitch right over it as you're going along your row. And remember, at the end of this row, first of all, You will be ending your row with 1 half double crochet into your last 5 spaces, each 5 spaces at the end, and then you will join. Leave a tail. You are going to want to leave a tail big enough for you to stitch your entire project closed at the end. So go ahead and complete your round 5. Leave a good sized tail to do your end stitching of your bird, and I will see you at the end after you've joined. We will start working on putting our bird together. See you in a bit. Okay, I have completed my circle. It's our flat circle, and I stitched in the previous row, the gray, I stitched that in with my very last multi-row. And I'm just finishing off real quick that center hole in the middle. This is the beginning tail of all of it. And just to make sure that this stays closed, I'm just going to go around the inner part. I'm going to see if I can focus in a little better for you. I'm just going to go around the inner part of that circle to hold that tightly closed so it stays closed for good. I'll just do that 2 or 3 times. 2 times. For that, cut that off. So as you see where my joins are right here, because I only used 2 colors, I just pulled up through that whole thing. You see all of my stuff, so I never had to actually detach and completely finish off after each row. If you're doing several different colors, you're probably going to want to finish off. You could still keep it attached, but it would be a little easier and less of a mess back here. But this is all, like I said, this is all going to be folded in half, closed up, and nobody's going to see the inside of it, so it really doesn't matter. When you finish your last row, whatever row that is, for us, we are following this pattern, and that is 7 rows. You want to leave yourself a nice size tail, because this actually will end up folding it right where this tail starts, and we'll use this tail to just completely finish off our project. Make sure you've chosen your buttons for your eyes, or whatever you're going to be using for your eyes, and then we've chosen little feet, buttons for our feet as well. Now you're going to choose the color you want. I'm going to go ahead and use the gray for my center chain that's going to come up here, and she has a way in here for creating that chain. I believe she said that she used 38 for, I'm going to just make sure, 38 chains for her hanging loop, which is that center loop there. So what you can do is you could either work that straight into the middle, which is what I did for mine. I just went right into this middle piece right here and I came up, excuse me, here, and go ahead and attach whatever color you're going to use. Just use your gray or whatever color you want to use. Pull through if you can. Sorry, I didn't have much trouble before, but I went ahead and closed that off first, which I usually do after. So I have both my tail and my working piece on top, as you can see. And then I've just chained up from there. Go ahead and work however many chains you want for your hanging. Like she had said in the pattern, she is 38. However many you want. I am not making, there's a little flower embellishment that she has on hers, And I am not making that in this project, but that's so cute, and there's so many different things that you could do to add a little finishing touch to really decorate this up. Let's do a few more. Until you have it as long as you want. Maybe I'll do a little more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, when I have finished however many chains I want to make, I'll just go ahead and cut that off and pull it through. And then you could just tie it directly on. Let me see if I can move my camera down to where I'm working. Can just tie that end there. And I have a little, you can grab like a D hook, or there's a smaller teeny tiny hook or whatever, and come up the middle part of that. So I can grab these little strands and pull them through. I may be totally confusing everybody on this end, but the point is to get your right up to where it is. Just pull through your little end pieces there to the other side, so they're not right here on this side. Or you could literally take the ends. You could go ahead and make your chain and then just pull your ends through to the other side and tie them underneath. You could forget everything I just did and make it real easy on yourself, because this is all going to be closed off. Nobody's going to see this side. I'll just tie a couple knots to make it secure. You can clip it off close to the end there. Okay, so we have our hanging deal right there. So we have this flat piece, and then we have, of course, all of our little pieces that need to go on. And you're just going to take your needle and thread. You're going to go ahead and place. Remember that this tail is going to be one end, one corner. So you're going to fold it where that tail is. So just figure out the placement of all of that. And we can put our eyeballs in place. Just sew those in place. Your wings are going to go on either side. And then your beak, you're going to want to attach to the inside on this opposite end, so that you're going to attach it so that it's coming. I'm going to go ahead and take these off now. Let's try this other side. Our beak will attach over here on the inside of that, and you could sew it right in to that center right there. So, woo! I'm losing it all here, folks. Sorry. So at the end of the day, we're going to have everything sewn in place. Okay, which you will do at any point here. You can pause this video, but then we are going to do the same as far as chains. We're going to chain our feet, and I'm going to make that gray as well. We're just going to make sure you have a little bit of a tail. For a button. And then we'll go ahead and do our chains however long you want the legs. That's going to be your choice. So just chain, chain, chain as long as you want those. If you want short little legs, long little legs, and then you're going to attach this on the inside of your circle, so that too is going to be hidden underneath. Make that a little longer. And then when I'm finished with my chaining, because you can attach this at any point under your circle, we'll just go ahead and pull that through. And this will be in half here. We'll attach at this point underneath our circle. You can attach that wherever you want to make them any length that you want those to be. Just attach them with some yarn under here. Just go through a couple of the stitches, and then you'll pull your buttons on either side of that through. I suggest for this, for using either a threader, if you have smaller buttonholes, just use a little thread, you know, the threaders that you can get for the needles. Or if you have a needle that's big enough to go through your holes, then just go ahead and pull it through that way. But that's the simplest way to do it, is use a threader or something to get your yarn through that hole. And then you will pull up to here and tie it off, and you got your little dangly feet. I'll be back in just a moment after I've sewn on all my pieces so you can see my finish. Okay, I just wanted to quick come in here to show you how I am stitching this up. I have completed all my pieces, and I'll be back in a moment after this. I just want to show you a quick tip. Make sure that your tail is at the actual tail of your bird. And all I do here, if you want to put a little stuffing in, wait till you get a little closer to the end on your stitching and then do that. But I just go, let me see if I can focus in better here. There we go. All right, I just go back and forth into my stitches. From right to left, left to right. Just go back through both sets. Whoops. And when you get to the end of this, this is all very secure. You have nothing to worry about. It's not going to come open here. But I just seriously, this is more like a, I don't know, like a kind of like a zipper. Just zipping up my bird. So I'll just go back and forth like that till I get to the end. And what I'll do is when I get into this section with the legs, I'll just give just one like little separation there, and I'll stitch through the middle of the legs as well, so that I can give them a little more of a separate, so they're not together dangling, but just a little bit separate, but however you want that. But this is just a quick tip to zipping up your bird, and I'll be back in just a little bit with my finish. Here we are at the end of our Power Hour project with Crochaysie, and here is our finished bird. Isn't he cute? You can hang them. I've now made 3 birds of my own, and You know, I think what I love about this project is that no two birds are alike. It doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to make the same bird over and over again. There's just so many different things that you can do to make them unique and without even trying. So have fun with this. This is going to be great. By the time spring comes around, I see about probably 5 more birds at least. So have a good day, and I hope you join us again for our next Power Hour, which will be announced shortly. This is Crochaysie with YarnWars.com, and I want to thank Lucy with Attic24 for this adorable pattern. You'll find all the information in the description about where you can find the pattern, which includes several pictures that she has posted on her own tutorial online, and she has several other adorable, fabulous projects on her site. So make sure you check her out. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you soon. Have a great day, everyone.